Hi viewers, welcome to our YouTube channel Pathshala Educational Trust. So today I'm going to discuss about the punctuation marks and where to give a punctuational marks like ending punctuation, question marks, all such things we're going to discuss today now. And before going to the class, let me just say, like, if you're not subscribed me, if you're new to my class, then please do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you'll get my notifications further of my classes. So let us continue now. So the punctuation marks, is it important? Of course I say that it is important because for those who are attending the 10th class examinations and who, uh, who are going to attend for the eligible tests like entrance tests, it's most important to know the way to keep a punctuation marks in English. To gain the marks, you have to know all this. Okay, so punctuation marks as a symbols which organize the structure of written language, indicating innotions and pauses to observe when reading aloud. Punctuation marks are also used to avoid ambiguity. For example, woman without her man is nothing has a different meaning from woman with her man is nothing. Here, in these two sentences, woman without her name, man is nothing, has a different meaning from woman without her, man is nothing. So, if where to keep a punctuation mark, where not to keep a punctuation mark, if we keep a punctuation mark, what happens here? That is clearly mentioned. I'll just explain you properly. So ending punctuation marks, full stop or a period dot. Okay, used as a full stop at the end of a sentence. Full stop is used in the end of the sentences. Quickly, let's see the example. She stood up and went away. She was furious. Here she stood up and went away has a dot, that is a full stop, and she was furious. Here the dot is mentioned in red color, that is also a full stop. And full stop or a periodical dot is also used for abbreviations. Okay, company we only give a CO, so there we give a dot, that is a full stop. Member of parliament MP, that is also like M dot P, so that is also where we give a, that is not just dot, that is a full stop. So for the ending of any sentence, here we go the full stop, that is how we use a full stop punctuation mark. And question mark are used at the end of a direct questions. For a direct questions, we use a question mark. Example, where do you live? Here the question mark. Okay, are you crazy? Question mark. Should not forget to give a question mark. Definitely to the direct questions we have to mention a question mark here. And use a question mark at the end of tag questions also. Tag questions like example, you will help me, won't you? So here we should give a question mark. Should not forget to give a question mark. Next, he likes Scouser, doesn't he? So here also we have to mention he. Here question mark. Okay, and where to use exclamation. So exclamation mark is like a line on a dot. Okay, used to indicate show emotions. Okay, example, she's so beautiful. So here we have to give a, not just write a sentence, but you have to make sure giving a question exclamatory mark. What a nice girl. So here also at the end of the sentence you have to mention a exclamatory mark. Okay, so then we can understand that sentence is a exclamatory sentence. And exclamation mark is also used for after interjections like, oh, it's awful, hi, what's up. So for these two sentences also we use exclamatory mark. So next coming comma. Where to use comma? So commas are used between series of list. Okay, the last two items of series usually do not need a comma between them. They are separated by and. Okay, example, I like fish, pizza and cautious. Okay, so here the items names are mentioned in the list of items are mentioned, so we are giving a comma for each specific item. Commas are also used between adjectives and adverbs. Okay, comma is also used between adjectives and adverbs. Example, I would like to have a big black German car. So here big black, so these are adjectives and adverb in the sentence, so this is how we use the commas. She speaks slowly, quietly and equivalently, so here also we used comma after slowly and quietly and this. Okay, so after the street names and cities in address also we use commas. Example, 34 Hansa, 11th Street, Rabat, Morocco. Okay, so this is how we use a comma for the addresses also, and we also use comma before and after direct speech. Before and after direct speech. So example, he said, I hate being treated like that. He said is a comma, and we have other different mark to be the sentence continued. I'm sorry, she replied. So here also after I'm sorry we have given a comma mark because where there should be used. And before a coordinating conjunction for and, not, that or yet, so these are also we use comma here. He woke up late, so she had to drive work. He woke up late, so he had to drive to work. Here also we used comma. And commas with numbers. For comma also used in the numbers. Okay, I paid 3,500 for my new boat. So for 3,500 also in the numeric we used comma. Okay, so this is how we use comma. And colon. So where to use colons? Use a colon to introducing a list. Okay, introducing a list, like he visited 3 cities last summer holiday: Madeira, Roma and Athens. So here also we used colon marks. And for introduction of idea or an explanation also we use colon mark. And for direct speech or a quotation also we use colon mark. Okay, and where we use semicolon? How? So semicolons are mostly like a periods, but they connect to two independent clauses or sentences together instead of using a coordinating conjunction. Semicolon between the two clauses or a sentence indicate that the clauses are closely related. Semicolons can be replaced by coordinating conjunction. Okay, let us see the quickly example. We do not need a car now. Here we used a semicolon. We want to sell it. Okay, the semicolon replaced the and. Quickly see here. We do not need a car now. We want to sell it. So we do not need a car now and we want to sell it. We have to use and, but before using and we have used semicolon. Avoiding a semicolon when dependent clause comes before an independent clause. Example, incorrect. Although they tried, they failed. This is an incorrect sentence. What is a correct sentence? Although they tried, here the comma is used, they failed. So this is how we use. So comma, common translation expressions such as therefore, for instance, namely, indeed, additionally, further, likewise, finally, are used for a semicolon to start a new clause. Okay, and using semicolon to separate unit of series when one or more of the units contain comma. So I have an incorrect sentence here and a correct sentence also. See, incorrect sentence, the conference has been, who have come for Moscow, all such. Okay, this is how it should not mention comma here for the series of unit containing names. So for these also we use a semicolon. Semicolon may be used between independent clauses joined by a connector, such as and, but, nor, etc., when one or more commas appear in the first class. So we can also have few examples here down. So this is how we use a semicolon. Apostrophe. Where to use an apostrophe? Using an apostrophe to indicate a missing letter or a missing letter in a contraction. For example, I'm fed up with his story. So am has an apostrophe, and using an apostrophe plus the letters S to be shown position. Like, my brother's girlfriend is such a sweet girl. Yes, here S is like we have given apostrophe upwards. Double quotation marks. Where to use a double quotation mark? So double quotation marks are used for the quiet speeches, sentences, or words. Okay. Example, she said I love you. So she said comma and I love you is written in a quotations. Okay, simply double quotations. So this is how we use a double quotations marks. And we also use double quotation in the magazines, in the title names of magazines, or capital stories, short stories, essays, poems, songs, etc. Okay, and single quotation is also used. The most common use of single quotation mark is when you are. So this is how we use a single quotation mark. Here in the below I have given examples also. And quotation with a headline. We also give a quotation for a headline. Single quotation marks are used in place of standard double quotation marks. So, if the headline includes a title of a song, short story, or a quotation, we just use a single quotation marks. Generally, we will be using this when the headlines is in a reference to someone else. Okay, this is how we use a single quotation marks. Using quotation marks to highlight words or phrases that are not being used for their exact names. That is also like we use a how we are using a single quotation. I'll also mention few examples down. Okay, so this is how we use, and using quotation marks to show that letter is being used as a letter or a word is used as a word. Okay, so this is how we use a single quotation marks. Space with punctuation. Spacing with the punctuation with a computer using only one space following periods, comma, semicolon, colon, exclamation point, question mark, or quotation mark. The space needed after these punctuation mark is a proportionally automatically. Use no space on either side of the hyphen. Okay, so and this is how we use things like brackets. Where to use a bracket, where not to use. Dash, where to use, where not to use. A dash hints a brief break in though or help to add information to a sentence. A dash has no space before or after it. Okay, so this is how we have few more examples down. And hyphens, where to use a hyphen. So combining words together to make a compound noun or adjective. Hyphens are used with some suffix and prefix such as like, wise, anti, and positions to make new adjectives. So this is how we use a hyphen. Compound numbers and continuous numbers require a hyphen in them. A hyphen is used with the compound numbers from 21 to 99 words, and with the fractions which works an adjective in the sentences. Fractions which are noun don't need hyphens. Okay, like 65. So here we have an hyphen. So this is how William Shakespeare 1956 or something hyphen 1616. So such things. Okay, this is how we use a hyphen. And then where to use flash. Slash is used for backward slash, forward slash. These are used in the sentences, but quickly I'll say the forward slash often simply refer to a slash, and punctuation marks used in the English. Okay, so This is not that much important, but punctuation marks up to a question mark, apostrophe, semicolon, colon, comma, exclamation, questionary, punctuation marks. So this is how we use all these punctuation marks in the sentences. It is not important if you just write a sentence and leave it. That doesn't make sentence. If you write a proper sentence, it should also continue having a capital letter, or where to give a comma, where to have a questionary. If a sentence has adjectives, how to keep a comma, whether it is exclamatory sentence or not. To know all this, we have to use a punctuation mark in the sentence, so that it becomes a perfect sentence. And for the 10th class students, it is very definitely important to know where to give a comma, where not to give a comma. So definitely please read books, so that you can definitely know where to give all these punctuational marks. So yeah, today this is all about our class, and soon I'll catch up with our next lesson. Before that, if you find anything like important in the lesson, just please give a comment below, then I will definitely know. Okay, thank you so much.